How's it going, everyone? So I'm real sorry that I didn't post a video yesterday, but the video that I was doing right now, for some reason the main part, I didn't click the record button, so I had to do it again, so I'm real sorry about that. So I was really busy all day yesterday, so I only had half an hour to do a video in the morning, and I thought I did, but I didn't. So anyway, I'm about to head over to the orchard because I'm back home at the farm, and I have done a fair bit of work in the orchard so far. So I'll head over there and show you what I've done. So I'm sure, as you can see, that there are a lot of branches on the ground. That is because I've been doing the rest of the pruning, mainly with a chainsaw. So one of the examples is this plum tree. This was the really big plum tree. If you can remember from way back, you might have seen it when I did an update on the orchard, like when I was really new on YouTube. So I cut this right back. It's got really a beautiful timber, actually. But besides that, I pruned this right back. One, because it was taking up way too much space. It was really old and really needed a massive, heavily prune. The second was I really want to try and encourage it to fruit, because it didn't fruit for the past 2 seasons, and the one before that it had really little bit of fruit. But we didn't want to get rid of it straight away if it doesn't fruit, because this pollinates this tree, this plum tree I mean. And it does still put on a lot of flowers, but for some reason it didn't put on fruit. So if it doesn't put on flowers this year, it'll have the following, so it'll have this season, then the following season, then I'm just gonna cut it down and dig out the stump, because by then we would have planted some other plums and they should be enough to pollinate that one. And I've also kept the timber that I've cut up into logs for smoking wood, for our smokehouse that I built at school a few years ago, and same with the apple tree. So what I've done here is, again, given it a real heavy prune. As you can see now, it's in a V shape, which I don't think is really meant to be for apples, but that's how it was when we got here. So I've left this half on, and this half will keep with the Granny Smith, I think they are. And I'll also give them a trim at the top here as well, just to cut the height a bit, make it easier for picking them. And then on this half, I'm going to be grafting these sides in spring. Now, I was actually meant to cut down like across there, and there, and graft those sides, and leave this one, because this half I know had a lot of fruiting branches and was producing most of the fruit for the tree. But I accidentally forgot, and obviously I cut them. So anyway, I'll probably actually cut them back here, because then it's a bit easier for me to graft them, because they are just a bit high. But anyway, so that should be good. We're doing the same thing with the pear over here. This actually had fruit this season for the first time ever, which is awesome and really encouraging. So we're just going to be cutting or pruning pretty much there, so that's about 3.5 meters or so, again with the chainsaw, and just I'm going to then clip back the sides a little bit, but all these sort of little lumpy bits here, that is what is going to have the flowers and then the pears on it. But yeah, definitely keeping this tree, because this is going well. Quince tree, that its fate is still undecided, though we probably will keep it, because we know a lot of people that do like quince. We personally don't really use it that much at all, but we do know a lot of people who do like them for using in crumbles and stews, having them stewed up. Then also here, the fig tree, as you can see, it has so much fruit on it, but it's winter and the leaves have dropped, so it can't photosynthesize and produce sugars and other stuff to ripen up the figs. But we will leave them on till next spring, and I've read that they should then ripen up then. That'll probably affect the next season's crop, but doesn't really bother me right now. I'm just playing around, because the figs have never really seemed to ripen in time. Also got all these air-layered figs to plant. So I really have to get onto that, because then we'll actually be planting them out in a new orchard I'm hoping to start while I'm here as well. And then again, we've got a lot of leaves. Like they're all just from the fig. There's some from the pears, and that was actually filled up halfway, and it's already started to break down a bit. There's some more to rake up along here and stuff, and also at the back. And then also along here, there's a pear out there, obviously. And I'm going to be pruning back this pear as well. Very happy with how that apple has turned out over the past 2 years, and that is probably our best tree. So yeah, so that's what's happening right now. Now I'll quickly explain what's going to happen. We've taken out 2 trees, or 3 actually. There were 1, 2 and 1 right here. There was a plum, nectarine and peach, and they just died. I really rushed planting them a few years ago, and they didn't do well at all. So unfortunately they died, but it is not bad, because now we're going to be planting them in rows. And I never saw this, I don't know why, but they are actually in rows, as you can see along that way, along down here, and with those along here, and those ones. And also, I'm going to be replanting them with apples and pears, so different varieties, and then we'll be able to, from the new varieties, graft onto some of these other trees. So that would be really nice. So yeah, going to be planting all the way along here, make the most of this space, and sort of like then these 2 are stone fruit. So then as you go along the bend here and across further and further, where you can see that little those 2 cages, they're 2 apricots. And so we're going to have stone fruit starting from these 2 trees all the way along the bend, which will be awesome, I think. So as you walk through the orchard, you sort of go from one family, which is like the apples and pears and stuff, and then across to the stone fruit, which I think would be awesome. And then of course we want to start another orchard in one of our other paddocks, which would be sweet. So that's the plan really. And then obviously in spring, when I'm down sometime, I will keep you updated on how the grafting goes, because I'm really excited to do that. I'm really looking forward to it. But other than that, I think that is pretty much it. So yeah, I'll make sure I keep you guys updated with this, how the grafting goes, also probably like how smoking goes, in terms of smoking meats and stuff, because I really want to get that up. We just have to sort of move the smokehouse a bit, because it's only small, and yeah, you just got to move it, make some attachments, and yeah, probably show you how that goes. So other than that, hope you guys like that quick clip. Again, I'm really sorry for not putting a video yesterday, but yeah, that's just how it went. So I'm really sorry for that. But if you like that, make sure you leave it a big thumbs up. Any comments, suggestions or questions down, pop them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And make sure you click on my face that's popping up around here somewhere, so you can subscribe. That way whenever I post a new video here on YouTube, you can come along, check it out and see what I'm up to. So again, hope you guys like that. Hope you're all having a fantastic week and you're all well and happy. And I will catch you next time. Cheers all.